The 2-minute rule explained, the habit that can change your entire life. Most people think success comes from huge motivation, massive action, or dramatic life changes, but the truth is much quieter. Real transformation usually begins with something incredibly small, a decision so simple that most people underestimate it. This idea comes from the powerful concept in Atomic Habits known as the 2-minute rule. The rule is simple. Any habit you want to build should start with something that takes less than 2 minutes to do. That's it. 2 minutes. It sounds almost too easy to matter, but this is exactly why it works. Because the biggest enemy of success is not difficulty, it's resistance. Your brain resists big changes. Your brain fears discomfort. Your brain wants to stay in the comfort zone. So when you say, I will wake up at 5 a.m. every day, I will work out for 1 hour, I will read 30 pages daily, I will start a business, your brain immediately pushes back. But when you say, I will wake up and sit up in bed, I will do 1 push-up, I will read 1 page, I will write 1 sentence, suddenly the resistance disappears, and that tiny action becomes the gateway to discipline. James Clear once wrote, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." And the 2-minute rule is the beginning of that system. Let's take a powerful example. Many successful people wake up at 5 a.m., but if you suddenly try to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow, your body will fight you. Your alarm will ring. Your mind will whisper, just sleep 5 more minutes. And before you know it, it's 7:30 a.m. So, instead of forcing the full habit immediately, you apply the 2-minute rule. Step 1. Wake up at 5 a.m. Step 2. Just sit up in your bed for 2 minutes. That's the habit. Not running, not journaling, not working out. Just sitting up. Because once you're awake, the hardest part is already done. Motivation often comes after action, not before. As the legendary philosopher Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Small habits build momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence builds identity. Identity builds transformation. A person who reads 1 page every day eventually becomes a reader. A person who writes 1 paragraph daily eventually becomes a writer. A person who does 2 minutes of exercise daily eventually becomes someone who never skips the gym. This is how discipline is built. Quietly, slowly, relentlessly. There is another powerful quote from James Clear. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Every small habit casts a vote. Every tiny effort strengthens your identity. Every day you wake up early, you vote for becoming a disciplined person. Every time you read, you vote for becoming intelligent. Every time you work out, you vote for becoming strong. Most people fail because they wait for motivation, but successful people rely on systems. Systems remove the need for motivation. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wake up and debate whether to brush your teeth. You simply do it because it is automatic. That is the ultimate goal of habits, to make success automatic. Another example of the 2-minute rule. Want to start working out? Start with putting on your gym shoes. That's the habit, just shoes. But once the shoes are on, your brain says, well, I might as well do a few exercises. And suddenly, 2 minutes turns into 20. Success does not start with giant leaps. It starts with tiny wins. As motivational speaker Tony Robbins said, it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, but what we do consistently. Consistency beats intensity. Every time a person who works out 10 minutes every day will outperform someone who works out 2 hours once a month. A person who saves $5 every day will outperform someone who waits for a big payday. A person who reads 1 page daily will eventually read dozens of books. Tiny habits compound, just like money compounds, just like investments grow, just like interest builds wealth. And over time, those small actions create a completely different life. 5 years from now, the difference between 2 people may only be their daily habits. One chose comfort, the other chose discipline, and the difference began with 2 minutes. Remember this powerful quote from Jim Rohn: success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And the opposite is also true. Failure is a few simple mistakes repeated daily. So the real question becomes, what 2-minute habit will you start today? Will you wake up earlier? Will you read 1 page? Will you do 1 push-up? Will you write 1 idea? Because small beginnings lead to extraordinary endings. And the people who master tiny habits eventually master their lives. So tomorrow morning, when the alarm rings, remember this: you don't need to conquer the whole day, you just need to win the first 2 minutes, and is all you.